Welcome to this week's weekly review, and this week we are going to be looking at the CAD pairs on the weekly. So we would have already done the Aussie CAD in last week's Aussie review, and I'm going to be starting with the CAD Swiss franc. So based on CAD Swiss franc, this is the weekly chart. I could see that this market was falling, right, making lower lows and lower highs. We could see that from up here, but most recently we have been making some sideways movement. So just for me to identify that sideways movement, if I come here, we're gonna have this area that was support, resistance on this side. The market just came shy of it, and if I come down to these lows here, I could see that the market has been bouncing between this range. All right, we also have from the weekly an area here where this market has also been bouncing. So based on this, based on where we're currently at right now, I would need to see this market reject this level. All right, CAD Swiss franc, it's either going to reject this level to go up, or we are going to break this level, test, and then fall down to this lower level here. All right, if I go down to the daily, I should see that same information. We had a nice double top at the top here to start this bearish move. So this was the change that happened where the market was making higher highs and higher lows. We could not make a higher high. We actually made an equal high, forming a double top formation here, and then the market started falling. Based on that, let me see where my fib levels would be. So based on my fibs, this is the most recent swing. So I like the idea of a correction simply because, as you could see, when the market completes a fib, it usually corrects. We most recently completed a fib at this level here. This aligns with this daily and weekly level of support. So what we should see happening is, even if this market is bearish, we should see some sort of correction from here. All right, and for me, for my levels, I like previous B highs, so I like these levels here, and what we should see is some sort of correction, and then the market should continue going again. But again, this does not mean as soon as the market comes up to this area here we want to buy. We want to sell, sorry. We still need to wait for rejection to happen in order for us to enter this market. So that's my take on CAD Swiss franc. So we actually seem to have, let me go down to the 4-hour. Again, we have a double bottom formation forming here now. So once we could start making higher highs and crunching them out, something like this, waving up, we could start looking to buy as the market works its way up, because we know that the market completed a D extension and is now correcting. All right. Next pair would be the CADJPY. Let me start with the weekly. All right, so weekly CADJPY, again, we see this market ranging. Now the bottom range is a bit more established on this one, where we have a zone, but the top, we tend to have this market fluctuating around this area here, but we do have a high outside here and another high at this level here. So we have this market at an area right now where this market can potentially reject. It seems to have U-turned already. We're still, however, making higher highs and higher lows. We have not broken that, so that's something to point out. So high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. This still has not taken out this low. So a complete reversal would be if the market pushes down, takes out this low, then corrects, forming a lower high, and then we have an entry to sell here. But for now, based on this here, we do have rejection. So let's see what it looks like on the daily. All right, on the daily as well, we did not take out any of these lows as yet. So I still want to be cautious in terms of selling this. For me, I need the market to start taking out some lows and then forming a lower high, and that's where I'd be looking to sell this CADJPY, because we just recently completed a D, or a push up. So let's see what the market is doing on this one. I will do the EURCAD. Again, let's go back to the weekly. Weekly EURCAD has been sideways. And you will see that once you go to the weekly pairs, you'll kind of see these ranges that the markets have established over a period of years. And that's why I start there, because you kind of want to know what's the longer term game plan for these pairs. And based on the information, we have some highs. The market pushed down, went up to this zone, fell, and this is where we're at right now. So EURCAD, do we have room? We still have some room if we are going to fall all the way here, because most probably we would correct and fall. Let me see. This is the weekly. Let me see if I plot Fibonacci. All right, cool. So this makes sense that this market still has room to fall. That does not mean that we might not pull back first. So for me on this one, I would be a bit cautious. I'm not interested in selling until this market gets up to around this area here. All right, if the market comes up to here and rejects, that's when I want to sell. So something like this, reject and then sell. We could even come, this is an area right here that we could also monitor. If we reject at this level here, we could see the market coming back down aggressively to complete the D extension, or to come back down to touch this support area here. So let me go to the daily and see how that's looking on the daily. On the daily, we have these down swings. So this swing does make sense to me now on the daily, where I would have 618 of this swing aligning with the previous B low. So a correction to here, sell. So for me, my game plan would be this on this one because of the daily. Let me just delete this. Right. So my game plan would be this. I want the market to come up to this area here. If we reject at this area here, I want to sell, and we could have a nice sell down till this area here, which is about the 1.2600 area. So wait for rejection. Don't just enter the market. I'd be looking for a sell around this area here. We do have, let me see, 786 aligns with what here? I'll be looking for a sell within this fib here. Once we come to the 618 and maybe deeper, my stop is going to go beyond the A high of this swing. And then once we reject and we start to fall, I would move my stop in terms of management as the market works its way down. So that's the EURCAD, pound CAD. Let me see. Again, the weekly we're starting with. So weekly pound CAD, bearish. We were sideways. We most recently broke out. So, and continued the bearish. So based on where we're at right now, this would have been the sideways movement. This would be the original fall on this. Let me plot a fib, smart fibs. So I do have a target all the way down here for this market to come to, which is, let me see, 1.3777. And based on this current breakout, we're currently coming back to test this level, and then we could reject and continue to fall. So I like where this is here now. I like the idea of correction up to this level, reject, and then this market will fall to complete that D extension. So I want to go down to the daily, right? Again, this is my level here. My level is about 1.5800 area. So I'm looking for this market to push up to this area here. And once we push up to this area, that's when I'll be looking to sell the pound CAD, guys. So those are the CAD pairs that we'll be looking at for today in this week's weekly review. Now remember, it's not that you're just looking to jump in these trades. You're going to be looking for the market to come to the areas that you want them to come to, reject, give you confirmation, and then you could enter as the market moves, guys.